Don't you know I'm loco?
But there's going to be a lot of fans pissed off. Like, why is this happening?
Because that heavyweight division sucks. It's never going to get up there again.
On his back. You get him on his back, he's done.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of a turtle, speaking about if you're on your back, you're done.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kimbo.
Kimbo's disappointing me, man. But I'll tell you what, regardless of he lost or not, people still want to see him fight.
Right.
And there's a lot of fighters in the UFC that guy can fight and entertain crowds.
It's a guarantee. Look,
he just does not belong in heavyweight division. That's my point. My opinion is he doesn't belong there. He needs to move down. Whatever. I know. I heard he was weighing like 120 something or 130 something. I mean, 20, 30 pounds. I mean, you can work that off. Those fighters lose that in like a day.
230 something, right?
Yeah, 230 something.
Yeah,
230 or 220 or something like that.
Right.
I think he can work that down to get to a light heavyweight.
Yeah. Which I agree with you.
At least a maximum weight light heavyweight.
I agree, and there's other people on Twitter that agreed. That
perfect opponents for him would be Alexander Houston, Phil Baroni, who's making his return.
Right.
I mean, you can even get Coleman against him. I mean, you got a lot of good names in there that Kimbo can entertain the crowd with the UFC. I think the show is it's not going to help his performance out on the Ultimate Fighter, as we've seen that he's got a lot of weaknesses, a lot of holes in his game.
Yeah. See, we twittered Dana White.
Yeah.
We said, make Baroni and Kimbo happen.
Right.
A lot of people came up and said, wait a minute, hold on. You're not making sense because
Phil Baroni's a light heavyweight.
Right. Yeah. And Kimbo is,
heavyweight.
Right.
Kimbo's built like a light heavyweight.
But as soon as we went ahead and clarified ourselves and say, hey, look, come on. Kimbo in heavyweight, he is going to get killed.
Yeah.
He will get killed.
He
does not belong.
He can't hang there.
No, he can't. But
Gonzaga rip him. King Velasquez will rip him.
It will make perfect sense. You lose a few pounds.
Yep.
And how you do that, you cut weight.
Yep.
And by Kimbo cutting weight, you cut that beard off.
Yeah.
That thing's got to be about 35
Not only that,
pounds.
you got a guy who can cut down to a light heavyweight division, and as strong as he is to punch at heavyweight division, that guy would be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, that guy can probably knock out half of the rosters.
Light heavyweight, I agree with you. Kimbo Slice, he would do okay.
A lot of guys in the light heavyweight division, they like to bang.
Right.
Which would be a perfect fit for Kimbo.
Right. That's why I said, Kimbo would do okay.
Yeah.
He won't be the greatest.
No. But he would entertain the crowd. People would tune in. He would sell out crowds.
And
guarantee
it's a money
you,
getter. Yeah, you're
I'll
right.
be there front row to see him against Phil Baroni, see him against Alexander Houston, see him against Mark Coleman, to see him against those guys, man.
You're exactly right. And then speaking about Dana White, how much of a dick is he?
I don't know. You keep saying that. I'm not going to say that. But
he's a dick.
I'm upset that he's not tweeting us back, man. He's over there on the news, on the radio station, saying that he uses Twitter to communicate with his fans, and he does it all the time to his fans. We coming up with some good questions. We want some good answers. Dana White, tweet us back.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're going to go on TV and say, oh, I love interacting with people on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, back it up, bitch.
Back it up. It's not like we're coming up to you and saying, give me free tickets. I can care less about the tickets. I don't want no tickets. I've been seeing a lot of those people on there saying that stuff.
Well, hey, speak for yourself, man. I want that Machida
ticket. I care less. I'd rather watch them at home. It's better viewing than being there live.
Right. But it's free tickets.
Yeah, but I'm not that type, man. I rather get something across to him and him recognizing it and just giving me back an answer. I mean, it's not that hard. You got an expensive phone on you all day.
Yeah. But you know what? I mean, you badmouth your talent. And what I'm trying to say is Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Yeah.
B.A. Baracus now.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem. I see your point. He's been badmouthing a lot of guys who just step away.
Well, I mean, he was badmouthing him, according to Rampage. He was badmouthing him, at the Tough Enough show.
Yeah.
And a lot of things about, Rampage wants to do other things.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with
that.
The
only problem is that he did it at the wrong time. I do agree with Dana White. He did it at the wrong time.
No, well,
Fight was set up.
I know, I understand that.
Not
but
only
I'm just
that,
saying,
these guys are working their asses off in the UFC to set up a year's worth of pay-per-view. Because if you go look at their schedule, I can look from now to like February at how many fights are coming up. And if you take if you take Rampage out of that picture, now someone's going to have to switch spots, and it's got to be another big name, because Dana White spends so much time focusing on just the big names that he forgets about the little guys, that now this is the problems that he's having. If he would have followed ranks, if he would have followed win records, he would have had this problem. He would have, okay, you're not there, let me guess. Who has one less win than you? You're next.
right.
And people would tune in because that's another guy that they've pushed and made a crowd favorite. But Dana White just only focuses on big names, and it's hurting him.
I think a lot of focus was on Rashad Evans, and I think Rampage had enough.
Yeah, I think that. Well, see, the problem is that feud was so raw, it's so real that people want to see it, man. And
I want to see it.
it's just one of those fights. You just want to see someone's head go flying into the third, fourth row, and Rampage really messed that up for the fans, for himself, for Dana, for a lot of people. I think Rampage was in the wrong to do it. But I have to say Dana White was also in the wrong too, because Rampage was also saying that he could have just moved the fight back a couple months, and he was there.